Number one, what is your biggest pet peeve that you see in family ministry?
Oh man, biggest pet peeve comes from pastors who think they're doing equipping of the home, but they're not. They really think they're emphasizing it, but they're really not. They're focusing on programs, not on philosophy and principles.
Good. All right. Number two, what's a secret talent that you have that nobody knows about?
I don't think I have secret talent. The one that I think blows people away a little bit is I do woodworking, amateur woodworking, and I've built some pretty neat things. And that comes from my dad. My dad's my hero. He could build or fix anything. And I think I've just inherited some of those skills from him.
Very cool. All right. You wrote a book called Toy Box Leadership. What is your favorite toy as a kid that you incorporated into that book?
Hands down, Little Green Army Men. It's about planning, and the success in planning is all in the setup. When you pour out the Little Green Army Men, you divide them by categories. You spend, as a kid, even at age 5, 6, 7, you'll spend 10 minutes setting up that battle, but it's over in 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And in ministry,
you get the BB gun?
Life, that's right, you do. Anything you want to do. But in ministry and life, spend more time planning and setting it up than you do executing, and it'll go much better.
Good. Who's someone from history that you'd love to meet and spend time with?
Oh, man. There's so many. Oh, man. Wilberforce. He felt like a failure for so long, even though he's accomplished so many things. And I think most leaders go through that. You're like, man, are we really moving the needle? Martin Luther King, he spent 13 years on that spotlight. In the last 3 years, he battled anxiety and depression because he didn't feel like he was moving the needle. We're out here championing family ministry and we're seeing results, but again, we tend to look and go, man, not as many people are getting it as we'd like to, even though we're seeing significant movement in churches and families. So I'd love to meet any leader who accomplished something big, just to hear their encouragement to stay that course and what insights they did along the way.
And I think you bring up a good point that no matter who it is in history or no matter where God has us, there's still insecurity there. There's still I feel like a failure. You mentioned Martin Luther King. Just incredible, where anybody else would look at it and go, what you've accomplished is incredible.
Yes.
But, our own inner workings is like, I don't.
Yeah. Abraham Lincoln battled anxiety and depression. There's so many of the leaders that we hold in such high regard. And in my adult life, I've studied two things in depth: leadership and discipleship. And they're two siblings in the same family. As in the world of discipleship, you're trying to make disciple makers to love and follow Christ so that we can, influence for the kingdom, but solve the problems in our life. Leadership's the same thing. We help a community of people adapt a new direction to solve the problems we're bumping into. It's the same exact set of principles merged together.
Yeah, good. All right, last question for you. What is one thing that if churches would focus on, it would catapult their family discipleship in their church?
And if we could get them, one thing, Bible engagement, I would say one thing, but it's got to be Bible engagement, sharing our faith, and volunteering in church. Those would be the three. And four. An adult, warm, loving adult needs to be involved in a younger person's life. Those are the four things. If you incorporate those principles into your kiddos' lives, it will make all the difference in the world.
Awesome. Well, man, thank you for the time today. Really appreciate this insight. I can't wait to dive into more of your books and material at D6 and encourage everybody to check out d6family.com. Ron, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Carl. It's been a pleasure.